Sully, welcome to the show. We are excited to have you. Ross has talked you up a lot. I know you played basketball together with Gary Shandling. I have many questions about that. Imagining Gary Shandling playing basketball, it's probably different than I'm thinking.
Well, I'll tell you this. Gary Shandling had a great jump shot from the wing, a little wing jump shot. We played at his house every Sunday. It is one of the greatest outdoor games I think I've ever played in, partly because of the basketball, mostly because of the comedy.
Yeah, I was going to say, Gary Shandling would crack me up with his shot because he's so funny.
So tell us who played in the game. Who
okay,
else was,
well,
you had your regulars, I know.
Chris Hinchy played in the game. Sarah Silverman played in the game. Zach Schiller played in the game, who played at Columbia. Who's a film producer and had a lot of game. Adam Sandler played in the game. There's Sacha Baron Cohen played in the game, who was not like a good basketball player, but is long and lanky and stronger than you'd think.
I bet he fouls a lot. Does he foul a lot?
Well, yeah.
He's the kind of person who would hold his arm against the wall to keep you from going through.
Here's the thing, and he keeps his elbows high, so you will catch an elbow. Adam plays rough. Adam's from New York. He plays like Anthony Mason, except as Adam Sandler, if that gives you a style of game.
And Kevin Nealon played too, right?
Kevin Nealon played. Kevin Nealon was really good and tall. Adam McKay played. Adam McKay has a... his game is really kind of technical and you don't really expect him to have the technical game that he has. I'll tell you the dude that had a ton of game that kind of pissed you off that he had so much game, David Duchovny. David Duchovny has a game. Okay.
Wow.
That's game. Classic David Duchovny.
Yeah.
He's always doing things like that.
So much game that you're mad at him that he has that much game, because it's like, dude, your life is already good. You don't need to have this much game on top of it.
He's on the X-Files. He's good looking.
Yeah, exactly. Women like him. He's got good hair.
He has a song about him. You just want to strangle his neck. Dude. I get it. Yeah. I would follow that guy so quick and make your head spin. So let's talk NBA. Season starting up December 22nd. I'm excited. You're excited. The season's 72 games this year.
I think that's perfect. Minimal preseason games. Let everybody get back into game rhythm and let's get to it. Cut out those extra 10 games. Limit the travel as much as possible.
They are.
72 games is perfect. I like it. I'm all in. And I was a huge fan of the bubble. And I always get depressed when the season ends. My depression got cut in half. I was like, I don't have to be sad anymore. It's back.
No, I know. Isn't it crazy?
It's back.
Yeah. When the pandemic started, they canceled March Madness, and I was like, I think my life might be over. It was
yes.
It was
yes. I get it.
And then when the NBA came back, I was like, oh, thank God.
I got cable just because of the bubble. I didn't even have cable, and I was like, the bubble's coming back.
When I was watching The Last Dance,
hook me up.
I watched The Last Dance.
I watched The Last Dance was the initial thing that got me over, right?
Yeah.
And then after that, slight depression, and I was like, okay, I'm just doing pandemic now. And then the bubble was the thing that was like, all right, cool, life's gonna be okay.
Did you play in the games with Jordan, Sully, when Jordan had those games at Paramount?
No, I didn't. I did not play in those games. My friend Chris Spencer played in those games.
I know he did.
And he actually played well. It's one of those things where that was the thing that I wish. There's two things that I wish I could have done basketball wise. One is playing that game, Michael Jordan's game. And number two was play with Obama. And none of those things happened. So,
well,
you live.
We're all on equal footing in those. Yeah, guys, here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. I want to run through the teams. We're going to start with the East Conference because the West Conference is
the East is tough though this year.
This is the best Eastern Conference I've seen in years. This is the greatest.
That's true. I agree. That's true because there were those years
in the NBA, and I think the East is actually close to the West, and maybe even a tad better. We'll talk about it. We'll see. We'll talk about it.
All right.
It's the best year in the East in a long time. Okay, so I'm just going to read off a team at random, and what you have to do is you have to pick your top 8 teams, the teams you think are going to make the playoffs. We're going to get into who you think is going to win it all and all that stuff later. But first, it's just the top 8.
Just the 8.
So if I read a name, that's right. If I read a name,
you say stop. I want to talk about.
Yeah, or you raise your hand.
The Charlotte.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So let's see. Do either of you think the Washington Wizards are going to be one of the top 8 teams?
I do.
I do
too.
So you go first.
I think they're going to make the playoffs. I think Westbrook has something to prove because the Houston experiment failed miserably, and he took a lot of blame for it. And I don't know if that was justified. I just think that 2 ball-dominant guys on the same team, it just didn't mesh. They might be friends, they might be cool with each other, but it didn't happen on the court. So I think he's going to Washington with a chip on his shoulder, on his other shoulder, because he's definitely got a chip on one shoulder. Now he's got one on the other shoulder, and he's on a mission. I think Bradley Beal has a chip because he probably should have been an all-star last year, but kind of got dissed, even though their record wasn't that great. So I think the 2 of them is going to weirdly work. I think they're motivated to make some noise, and I say yes to them as being a playoff team.
I agree with Sully. I'm not going to repeat what he says, but everything he says I agree with. I think they'll be a 7th seed. That's what I have them projected at.
Okay.
I feel that their team improved drastically with Westbrook. He's going to have a monster year as long as he stays healthy.
Yeah.
And no COVID. And it was great to hear that he came 2 hours early to practice.
I like that.
For the first practice, he was 2 hours early.
Right.
That's unbelievable. So Washington gets our vote.
Yep.
All right. How about the Bulls?
I say no on the Bulls. I think that they've got
no on the Bulls also.
Yeah, no on the Bulls. I think they have a young nucleus. I hope that Zach LaVine can be the Zach LaVine we all know and love. I just think that team, while they made some moves, they're not quite there yet. I have them on the outside looking in.
I do love their point guard. I do love Kobe White.
Yeah, I think Kobe White's going to have a good year. Kobe White
has the best hair in the NBA. I said this before. Sure. I love his haircut. It reminded me of high school. I had the same hair in high school, actually. And Kobe White, to me, he could be the most improved player in the league this year. He averaged 25 points a game after the All-Star break.
Yep.
He's going to keep it up. I love that kid. We'll see what happens.
He's already got a commercial.
Does he?
That's
great.
Yeah, he's got a commercial or 2. So
I love it.
Little
let's
buzz
move on.
around.
Okay. So Chicago. Yep. No. Who's next?
Yep.
All right. Now there's other names I can read that are on the bubble, but I'm just going to read a couple names that I'm going to assume that you think are going to make the playoffs, and we're going to discuss them later. The Bucks, I think we all know are going to make the playoffs.
They're going to make the playoffs.
The 76ers, I think we all know
they're going to make the playoffs. Sure.
Milwaukee's a 1 seed. Philadelphia's a 5 seed. Keep going.
Yep.
The Celtics should make the playoffs.
Yep. Here's the thing, though.
Yes.
They're not going to be as high as they should be because Kemba's out till January.
Well, he's being evaluated, and he's not even. It could be February or March. We don't know.
Right.
Well, they lost Hayward. They lost Horford.
But I think that that's going to hurt them a little bit.
But they get that Thompson from Oklahoma. They did get Thompson from Cleveland. So
yeah. Well, yeah. Tristan. I mean, which that helps. But is that going to
Tristan a lot?
Yeah.
No, I agree. I think the Celtics
have 5 seed. There's in the East. There's like 5 teams that all can be like mixed up.
I think the Celtics have slipped to number 6. Honestly,
okay,
they've fallen some. But Kemba Walker is a difference maker. So I think they could slip to 6 and still win that first series.
We'll see.
But okay,
yeah, we'll see.
The Raptors, I think, are a playoff team. I think everybody would agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll put them as a 7 or 8 seed. Like I have them just getting in.
I do too. They lost Chewbacca. That's a huge loss. Chewbacca going to the Clippers. That's a huge loss for them. I think they'll make the playoffs, but I don't know how.
Listen, it's hard to lose a Wookiee and make the playoffs. I thought you said Chewbacca. All right. I think the Pacers are a very underrated team. I see them making the playoffs.
I think the Pacers. I have the Pacers on the outside looking in. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs.
Wow. I'd say they're a 9 team. Right. I love their starting 5. I love Warren. I love their starting 5. I just feel I don't think they'll make it this year, but that's my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm the one of us who's calling it. I think the Pacers will make it all the way to the 5 seed. They always overperform.
All the way to the 5 seed.
Amazing.
Okay.
All the way to the 5 seed.
Okay. I don't have them making the playoffs.
Me either.
All right. Now, the Nets are obviously a totally different team this year.
Sure.
Are they going to make the playoffs?
2 seed.
The Nets, of course. Of course
the Nets are 2 seed.
I mean, barring injuries.
Yeah, Kyle Irving and Durant are going to have monster years.
Yep.
Those guys are going to play great together.
Yep.
They're going to be a 2 seed in the East. You'll see what happens.
I agree. Okay. Ross, I agree with you. I think that Spencer Dinwiddie and all that nucleus of dudes that are around them are really good for holding up the ship. I think they're going to try and, use KD as needed, and he's going to be on a tear. I think Kyrie's going to be his weird ball dominant self.
And he talked to the media today.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he talked to the media.
Okay, that's a good sign. That's a good
sign.
Did he talk to the media as Dr.
He was really friendly. He was really nice. He was a person.
Really?
I was very impressed. You got to watch it after we're done.
Okay. That's good.
All right.
Okay, now here's another team that I think we'll all agree is going to the playoffs, the New York Knicks. Oh, I'm sorry. The New York Knicks are going straight to the draft lottery. I think we all know that.
Yes, they are.
I assume you guys agree.
I think Obi's going to be the rookie of the year, though.
I think he's got a good shot.
I think he'll be rookie of the year. Heard it from me first, Ross the boss, but Sully agrees. We'll see what happens.
I think he's got a good shot. I don't know if he's going to be rookie of the year, but he's got a good shot.
Okay.
I think he has a good shot because he's the problem is if he gets on Thibodeau's bad side, he could end up on the bench.
Yep.
I don't know. I had him in my fantasy league and I cut him for that reason. Okay.
Really?
How about the Magic? What do we think about the Magic?
I think the Magic had a decent. Well, they had a good year last year. They made the playoffs, and then had an exit. I don't see them going to the playoffs this year, though. I just think the East has gotten so much better that they're going to be on the outside looking in.
Agree. Keep going.
I agree. And the Pistons?
No. No,
they'll have either 20 or 21 wins.
21 wins?
21 wins.
I like it. He got so specific. He was like, they'll have either 20 or 21 wins.
Yeah, right. He was right in the pocket.
And he probably is right.
I think Blake Griffin's going to be traded mid-season. I see he'll be traded mid-season.
Okay.
To a playoff contender.
Right.
I just feel that team is
they're in rebuild mode.
Yeah, they're let's keep going.
Yeah.
All right. How about how good are the Miami Heat? They had that amazing run.
I love the Heat. I'm not even
Tell
gonna
us why.
front.
Why do you like the Heat so much?
First of all, I like that Jack Harlow cut, Tyler Hero. That gets me hyped.
I love Tyler Hero. Yep.
I love that backcourt, those shooters. I love that those
Duncan.
shooters. Yes, I love Duncan Robinson. I love Tyler Hero. I think Bam had a killer year. I love the Jimmy Butler mix into that. I love that Dragic decided to stay.
He's going to be healthy.
There's so many reasons why I love that team.
And Bam was unbelievable last year.
Bam was incredible. Here's the thing that I like about the Miami Heat that a lot of people don't talk about.
I'll tell you what I like.
The Heat play like a spectacular NC2A team. You know what I mean? They have that college team vibe, and they play like it.
And I feel
they have NBA talent.
And I feel that I know Popovich is the GOAT in coaching. I know that.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick a coach to coach a team, it'd be the Miami Heat coach. He's young. He takes talent. He molds them to work together.
Yep.
He's
he doesn't get in their way. He lets them sort of have their own identity.
I love him.
Energy.
And he started in the video room. That's how he started. He's like a video tape guy.
He's what we like to call a grinder.
Yeah.
You grind it out. He's under the radar, and then when you get your shot, you're more than ready.
I have Heat as the 3 seed, just so you guys know.
I love the Heat.
3 seed.
I totally agree with that. I think they're completely for real. And the thing about the Heat, it's just like what you said, Sully, with what Spoelstra does, but also the whole organization. I mean, I got to say, I'm a LeBron fan, so the Heat and I have some mixed feelings about it.
Sure.
But I gotta give credit where credit's due. Right. They are an amazing organization at developing talent.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they take care of their vets. They take care of their vets too.
You're right.
They do.
Very classy.
They do. Now,
keep going.
Now we're going to move to an organization that is near and dear to my heart, but they do not run things so smoothly. It's the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm from Cleveland. Yeah. So the Cavs, I don't think they're ready to make the leap past 23 wins. I love our new coach.
4 wins.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Garland, their point guard. Kevin Love gets hurt every other week.
But he's a Bruin. Come on. You can't hate on Kevin Love.
I do like the Pac-12 players. That we talk about it a lot.
Yes.
I just feel Cleveland has no shot to win.
No, they're hopefully they'll get a couple TV games.
Hopefully.
Okay, now I've saved 2 teams for last that I think are kind of bubble teams that are really interesting teams.
Yeah.
So we got the Hornets and the Hawks. And I
think the Hawks are
really big. Let's start with the Hornets.
Start with the Hornets. So with the Hornets, I'll go first. I don't think they're a bubble team. I don't think they'll make the playoffs. I think they're a couple years away. I think they have drafting Ball was a great choice. I just don't think they feel their roster's not really quite ready to make the playoffs in the East. The East is very tough this year. I feel they're a couple years away. I know what you thought they had a pretty good team. They'll be lucky to win 25 games. But that's Ross the Boss talking. Sully, what do you think?
I don't think the Hornets make the playoffs. I think LaMelo's going to give them a spark. I've watched that dude play since high school.
You see his teeth? He got
of course he did.
Diamonds in his teeth.
Of course he did. That's what a rookie does.
That's what Dan has to do. That's what Dan has to do next time he's on.
Yes, you got to ice out your grill just to
ice it out.
Ice out your grill.
I know. I do that. I show up with my patience, with my grill. It's really kind of weird.
Great. But he can shoot from anywhere. He's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, he'll be great.
A young team, but they're not there yet.
They're not there yet.
How about? Well, somebody's got to make the leap because at the moment you guys are saying the Pacers are out, and that means you currently both have 7 teams.
Yeah, because I think
that's what I'm saying.
I think Atlanta is too. I like Atlanta also.
Getting the 8th spot. I like all the moves they made in the offseason. I think Trae Young is going to take a leap forward, even more so.
Oh, so good.
I watched Trae Young last year. I love his game, but if you really watch him play, he is a playmaker. Like he looks to get his players off before him and
Clint Capella are going to have a great.
That's
they're
right.
going to play great together. A pick and roll with Clint Capella.
I think that's just my fun. I hope they make the
playoffs. The Hawks were my sleeper pick too.
8th seed. I like Dario. They have a really good. They have Cam Reddish, who I think my pick for most improved player of the year is Cam Reddish. I think I think he's going to.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he was terrible at the beginning of the season, and then he really started playing.
And then he got good. Yeah.
So I think his confidence is up. That's just Ross the Boss talking. But I feel Atlanta's my 8th seed. Let's keep going.
Yep, that's how I feel.
All right,
that's exactly how I feel. I have
the same call. This is weird. It's hive mind. Okay, we're gonna go to the West. I'm gonna list a couple teams that I'm gonna say I would say shoo-ins for the playoffs. Obviously, we've got the Lakers, the Clippers. You can say what you want about the Clippers and their history,
Lakers
but
1 seed, Clippers.
Lakers are 1 seed. They got better in the offseason.
Okay, keep going.
LeBron's motivated.
I have Clippers as a 2 seed.
I think AD, this could be his year to be MVP. We're going to talk about that later.
Luka, keep going.
But Lakers are fine. I
have a different MVP. We're going to get to that.
The Lakers got better in the offseason.
Yes.
Everybody else got worse in the West.
Getting Montrez.
And
it hurts me, but it's good for them.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, keep going. I don't want to talk about it. Keep going.
All right, now we've got the Warriors. They've got Curry back. Draymond Green's going to be a lot more excited now. Klay Thompson's out for the year.
Wiseman
is totally he is a sleeper for
rookie of
the year for me.
I think Kelly Oubre helps that team quite a bit.
They've
got a little toughness.
They got Wiggins
with Draymond, so you got 2 people to fight now.
Yeah.
I think they
4.
I have them lower than 4. I have them in that bottom 3.
Okay.
But they do make the playoffs provided Steph stays healthy. I think Steph has got to remind people who he is. I think we've sort of forgot how great Steph is.
Yeah, he's the best shooter I've ever seen.
He's phenomenal. I always thought Ray Allen was the best shooter ever, and Steph is a little bit better.
Yeah,
a little bit better than Ray Allen. That tells you all you need to know.
All right, so in the top 2, but keep going.
Yeah, I agree.
The Trailblazers. I think they get in.
Yes. The Trailblazers.
Yes, I think the Trailblazers
they snuck in last year, but I mean, with Lillard, there's no way they don't go. And they've got a deep lineup, and Nurkic is back. They got a good team.
They're fine. They made some good. They got rid of what's his face that used to play in Miami.
Whiteside.
Whiteside. They got rid of him. So I yes to Portland.
I agree with you. Keep going.
All right. Now you guys are both Clippers fans, right? So
yes.
What do you feel about the Nuggets? I don't mean what do you feel about them, right? The Nuggets are how for real are the Nuggets?
I think the Nuggets are a 2 or 3 seed.
The Nuggets are good. Jamal Murray, he's in the brink of being like a breakout player. This kid was unbelievable in the playoffs. He's gonna keep it up. I mean, he could be like in the elite, Sully, don't you think? Like an elite player.
Oh yeah. That one move in the bubble where he spun around and made the layup. I was like, I didn't even think you could really do that. Like that was some 2K like weird. Oh, you got a cheat code thing.
That was some NBA Jam.
Yes, it was. It was NBA Jam. That was straight up. He's on fire.
And he's Canadian.
All right. How about the Utah Jazz?
I think the Utah Jazz are going to make the playoffs, but they're lower.
They're lower.
They didn't make any real moves.
I have them as a 9 seed. I don't have them coming in this year.
Oh, you don't have them coming in?
No, I have them as a 9.
I'm with you, Sully. Wow. I think they make it.
I think they make it. I think they
with Mitchell and Gobert.
I'll tell you why. Keep going. I'll tell you.
All right, I'm gonna now switch gears. I'm gonna go to some bottom feeders that we pretty much know are out of it. The Timberwolves are not gonna make.
No, they're not gonna make
playoffs.
It. No.
The Kings are always in disarray.
The Kings are in disarray, but I do.
They have talent.
Yeah, and I think De'Aaron Fox has the ability to be most improved.
De'Aaron's already good.
He's good.
That's true, but he could be. He could make the next step.
Especially if Marvin Bagley stays healthy, that helps De'Aaron Fox. He needs healthy bodies around him.
They also have Hakeem Whiteside, who I like a lot. They have Buddy Hield, who I think is one of the best shooters in the league, top 5 for sure.
Yep, and a good defender.
And they have Harrison Barnes, who's always a solid
and they have a draft pick, Tyler Halliburton, who
from Ohio State,
good sleeper.
Who, I think he's a sleeper pick for Rookie of the Year.
That's a good one.
I agree. The Kings they worry me. I don't think they're terrible. They have so much talent.
Yeah, they can't get it together.
I have them winning 22 games.
Okay, that's
the Thunder. The Thunder have taken a hit.
The Thunder is probably the worst team in the league. I love Alexander. Yeah. I love him.
Yeah, Shai Gilgeous is great.
SGA.
But
he's going to take a big step forward.
If you look at the roster, it's probably the worst roster in the league. It's worse than
with the most picks.
They have the picks coming up. They've all these first round draft picks.
They have incredible picks.
They have a bright future.
I think Shai Gilgeous, after a year playing with CP3, has absorbed some things to take his game forward. He has a great shot at being most improved also, but they're not making the playoffs.
Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read you a list of 6 teams, because there's a lot of these teams I think can get mixed up a little bit in terms of who's going to really, really achieve. So the Mavs, the Rockets.
So the Mavs,
a lot of that obviously depends on what happens with Harden, but I don't see that going well.
So the Mavs I have as a 4 seed. That team's improved. They got Josh Richardson. They got him in a trade from the Sixers. The Mavs have a great nucleus, and I feel they'll be a team to be reckoned with during playoff time, especially.
I think the key to the Mavericks' success is Porzingis staying healthy. Luka is Luka, and he's incredible and fearless and plays like he could have grew up in the hood, whatever European hood he grew up in.
Yeah, that's a weird hood.
Yeah, that is a real hood because he's awesome. What he did to the Clippers last year was tragic and hurtful, and then also inspired in a way. Like I had to be like, okay, this hurts. I don't like it one bit, but that guy's good.
I think it does. For some reason, I feel like their season depends on health. You look at even a guy like Dwight Powell, who was good last year before he got hurt.
I like Dwight Powell.
I love the guy.
Yeah,
Stanford.
All right, the Rockets. We see them sinking because they're going to get rid of Harden, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Harden's
I mean,
trying
if they
to
had
get
Harden,
out there. He doesn't
make the playoffs
care.
anyway.
I love John Wall. I love watching John Wall play, but they really don't have anybody else. They did sign Christian Wood, who, just so you guys know, is not Jewish. He's not Jewish. I heard he could be Jewish, but he's not.
Yeah, with a name like Christian Wood,
the rumor's
right,
not true.
exactly.
But that all being said, I feel Harden's going to be traded for sure. Harden will either go to the Heat or Philadelphia, or maybe even like he'll go to the West Coast. We'll see what happens. I don't know.
I'll tell you what, if Harden goes to the East, you could argue the East has gotten better than the West at that point.
I'm not disagreeing.
You could make that.
Which
yes,
is pretty incredible.
I could see that. But I'm not mad at that.
But Houston, if Harden stays, Houston will make the playoffs. If Harden leaves, Houston's not making the playoffs.
Right.
What do we make of the Spurs? I mean, Popovich is a wizard.
I think the Spurs, young, Jamal Murray, what is
you
it?
Got Eldridge.
Murray.
You got Eldridge. You got DeRozan.
DeJounte Murray.
DeJounte.
I think he's got a room to make a leap this year. Like everyone's always been sort of speculating that he's going to finally sort of get to where he needs to get to. It's still not going to be enough. They're outside looking in.
Good.
All right, so I'm hearing there's some playoff teams still out there among Suns, Pelicans, and Grizzlies. Those are the only teams we've not covered.
Okay, so let's talk about the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns won 8 in a row in the bubble. 8 in a row. Yep. And then they had to leave because it didn't matter. They didn't make the playoffs.
Right.
So they improved the Chris Paul, who Sully and I both know, one of the best point guards to ever play the game. Just because he didn't win the championship doesn't matter. Chris Paul is unbelievable. They got Booker, who I think is the future of the NBA.
True.
And then they got Miles. They got so much talent on that team. I feel they're going to be a 7th seed in the West. That's my opinion.
I also think the Phoenix Suns make the playoffs.
I say 7th seed. I say they make it.
So do I. I call them 8, but Chris Paul.
I think Chris Paul and Devin Booker getting the ball from Chris Paul is going to take his game up even more so. And Devin Booker is at a point where he is about to explode.
And their center is healthy.
Ayton wasn't bad last year. Like he wasn't his first year. They were really kind of like, I don't know if he's good. He's good. And that team is good. I like the Suns. The Suns are
I have him as 7th seed. I like him too. Yep. I would not want to play them in the playoffs.
Nope.
Keep going. Oh, the Pelicans. Sully, what do you think about the Pelicans real quick?
I say yes to the Pelicans. And I know that's a little bit of a wild child going out on a limb, but I say they make the playoffs. They
got a lot of talent.
I think they're a year away.
A year away?
I think they finished 9
this year. I just don't.
I think they finished 9.
I have them getting in. And that's maybe just wishful thinking on my part, but I have them getting in.
I do like Ball. I love Williamson.
Ingram.
Let's finish up on the Grizzlies, though, guys.
I think the Grizzlies, Ja Morant's fantastic. Those young dudes are good, but no.
I find Memphis and New Orleans are like the same exact place right now. They're like a year away to make the playoffs.
No, I think New Orleans is a little bit further talent-wise.
You do? Okay.
And I think the talent's going to get them there. And I also think there's going to be a little bit of Ball Brothers competitiveness, which means Lonzo's going to have to step up his game just a little bit by getting in. Yep. That's going to be it's the brother rivalry and the dad.
I'm so excited to watch that.
I want 3 final questions, but we got to go rapid fire. So, Who's going to win the MVP this year? Just say quickly who it's going to be and why.
I say Luka. I think he was Rookie of the Year 2 years ago. He came in 4th in the voting last year. This year he'll be MVP. Dallas could make. We'll see how far they go in the playoffs, but it doesn't matter how far they go. It's just regular season. I say Luka.
All right, this is really tough for me. I want to say LeBron because you just can't count that guy out. Finishing second pissed him off. But I also think AD could make that leap forward.
No, I'm not.
So 2 dudes that are both alphas to do it. I'm going to
make this
LeBron.
call.
I'm going to say LeBron.
I'm going to go with you too. And you know why? Pick. No, but you know why? The NBA knows they have not honored him enough. He basically was the MVP every year.
Yep.
If you start, you might not be able to honor him when he's 36, 37.
Yep.
You better honor him this year. And they're going to. Okay.
And another thing, Giannis is not going to be a 3-time MVP. The fact that he's a 2-time MVP
that's enough.
That's as good as it's going to get.
All right, finals prediction, guys. This is our last one.
Who wins the NBA championship?
Who wins the East? Who wins the West? Who wins it all?
For me, it's who loses to the Lakers.
Okay, I think it's this is a safe bet.
Yep.
Let's say the Bucks come out of the East. That's just a safe bet.
Okay.
Right? That's I don't know if I even feel that way, but it's the safe bet. So I'll go Bucks, I'll go Lakers, and Lakers repeat as back-to-back. It's basic, but I got to do it.
Okay,
I'm going to go Lakers.
I'm taking the Brooklyn Nets in the East. I
like that pick.
I like the Brooklyn Nets in the East. I think the Lakers have the best team. I think something's going to happen with the COVID, or something's going to happen with some players. Nothing tragic, but just right. I feel there'll be some stuff going on with the Lakers. I feel Dallas is going to sneak in there, playing the championship against the Nets, and I'll take the Nets to win the championship.
Wow, that's a good out of the box pick. I like that.
All right. He likes the out of the box picks, but the Lakers are going to win again. I think they're going to beat the Bucks. I'm sorry to be boring, but Ross talked me out of being boring in baseball, where I was going to call Dodgers over Rays, and I was right.
The Bucks never do well.
They're going to learn their lesson.
Yeah, they did.
They have a new point guard too.
That's true, and Holiday is nice. He's a
Holiday's
good
nice,
guard.
But I'll tell you one thing: if the Bucks don't go far in the playoffs this year, the Greek, the freak, he's gone. He's going to be a free agent. He'll be leaving Milwaukee.
That could be. That's a lot of pressure.
He'll be walking in to play for the Clippers next year, and you can count on that because Sully and I are going to get involved in that negotiation.
Well, if that happens, that'll make me really happy.
Well, listen, Sully, we appreciate you coming on. We expect to have you on a bunch more. We need to see all those jerseys.
I got a lot of jerseys. Let me just show off the Iverson. The OG Iverson Hoyas jersey, okay?
So good.
And this isn't.
Oh my God!
This is sewn on letters. I bought this from a Marshalls back in the day, and it was the greatest. It was the greatest day ever. Like, first of all, you're not supposed to find something this good at a Marshalls, but I did.
Hey, Silly, before you leave, tell us like a new joke you wrote in the past month that you haven't. That you thought
that I haven't done yet. Wow, that's a lot of pressure.
It could be something you've done, but something new that would make us laugh just to get out of the segment.
Wow.
Talk about pressure.
He always has fun.
Well,
trust me.
Like I'm my son finished his freshman year on the team, right? And so we play against each other and we guard each other, and he's getting a lot better than me, which is hard for me as his father, right? And there's nothing worse than getting cooked by your son when he's mumbling Drake lyrics. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, give me something. Give me something with a little more, give me some Roddy Ricch, give me something. But Drake is like, I'm not even in competitive mode. Like, I'm on the chill and I'm killing you. So that's
nice.
That's a little something out of my life right now.
That's kind of
hilarious.
You actually really happened too. It's probably not even like write it.
I can that's the best comedy. It's the stuff that really.
Well, Sully,
thank you for joining us.
Thanks, guys. This was a lot of fun. I can't wait to do it again. I got a lot of jerseys, and talking about basketball makes me happy. So
I know it does. Thanks, Sul. I'll talk to you soon.
I'll see you guys.
If she could see who was under the blanket with me, I said, you don't want to find. It is Hideki Matsui.